Welcome to part 2 of Demystifying Digital, the podcast in which we explore the practical implications of digital transformation in Africa. My name is Catherine Stretton. I'm the Chief Digital and Innovation Officer at Deloitte Africa, and once again, I'm joined by my two guests, Jania Okwechime, who is a partner in the Lagos office of Deloitte, focusing on analytics, and Vanessa Seker, Senior Manager in the Cognitive Advantage team in Johannesburg. Welcome, ladies. In part 1, we explored the very interesting domain of artificial intelligence in Africa. And this time round, I would love to explore steps that any of our listeners could take to commence a career in artificial intelligence. So, Vanessa, starting with you, what are the practical steps to become an artificial intelligence practitioner?
I don't think that there's one path. I think there's a multitude of paths. You can tell from Johnny and I's journeys that we've arrived at a similar position from completely different paths. I do think if you are thinking about it and you want some sort of education behind you, anything in any of the STEM subjects is going to help you. Anything, engineering, science, mathematics, computer science, anything that it has a core in maths, I think, as a foundation, or in critical thinking, is going to do you a world of good. I don't think that there's one path you have to follow, but an enjoyment of mathematics, I don't think, does you any harm at any point.
And Catherine, if I may add to that something as well, luckily nowadays there are a lot more open source resources that online you can find, the likes of Kaggle Challenges or Zindi, based out of Africa, that you can get very hands-on. But I wanted to pass this message across as well, that you don't always need to come out of STEM subjects. So for example, if you've already got a bachelor's degree in chemistry, you shouldn't really think to yourself, oh, it's too late for me. I can't move to a career in AI, because AI is being utilized everywhere. If you're doing biology, you can actually use AI to, help process drug trials and the medicine sort of experimentation before it's safe to go to the market. Even if you have interest in art and fashion, AI can be used to actually, especially the computer vision aspect, to be able to predict what your clients are going to look like in a certain outfit. So I want everyone to really think that if you're passionate about a subject, go from there. You know what you're doing, your subject matter expertise, and now see how AI can be utilized in that way. And I think that's something that's also important for all our graduates to know.
How does Deloitte then help me make the transition to an AI practitioner? Is that support structure in place? Do the skills and the methodologies get taught to you in the workplace, or is that something you need to acquire to bring into the workplace?
For me, at least, when we hire people, I'm looking for attitude and personality more than I'm looking for skills. I'm looking for someone who constantly wants to learn, that is not afraid of a challenge, that isn't afraid to fail and try things multiple times, that is self-motivated, disciplined. Because, when people come to a project with a passion, I don't have to motivate them. They motivate themselves. They want to solve the problem. And that's the kind of person you want working for you, is the person who wants to solve the problem. In terms of the formal structures to give you the skills, even at my level, Nyania's level, you have to constantly learn, because there's always new technologies coming out. So yeah, I'd say that there is those processes in place to say, okay, if you want to specialize in this, we're absolutely going to support you. And we're also then dependent on people to come and say, well, have we considered this technology? Why don't we do something in that? As a graduate who's looking for a job, there should be companies out there that are constantly training up people and looking for new things to train people in, because our environment is something that is still developing. It's still emerging. It's still figuring out what skills it needs as it goes.
Jania, do you think the universities are doing what they need to do to equip our young people with the right skills, or is there still a little bit of a gap between a more formal university education and the needs of the particular AI role?
Certainly, compared to, as I said, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there are more degrees that do include data science and AI as part of the courses. However, I believe there still needs to be that, but also that's not spread across. So maybe more of the, say, European or the American universities, here in West Africa, we are also seeing some of the specialized degrees coming along, but I also see feedback from some of the new joiners, because we constantly not only have graduates joining us, but we also have what we call, NYSC corpers, where they come and spend a year with us as part of a work experience. And some of the feedback we're getting is that, oh, I actually didn't know much about this. I didn't know how data was so important or AI was so important. And then they're encouraged to go and do a bit more. I feel like there could be a bit more collaboration between universities and industry in terms of having more real world applications and solutions built into the university education so that it's not purely academical. I remember at the time in the UK, there was this engineering doctorate, which was sponsored by a company, and then they would work on a hands-on problem that the company is having. And then so the kind of solutions they're building, it then goes out into the industry. I think we can do more of that type of collaboration when it comes to data science and AI, but certainly more is being done.
I've obviously come into AI quite late in life and spent a career doing other things, not STEM things, accounting and auditing things. Do you think, and I'm thinking in relation to an Elon Musk tweet that I read that seems to have got a lot of retweets. He said in his tweet, "I strongly believe that all managers in a technical area must be technically excellent. Managers in software must write great software, or it's like being a cavalry captain who can't ride a horse." So what do you think about that? Do you think it's true? Do you think that people who want to make a mid-career transition into AI need to get that strong, excellent, as he would say, technical underpinning first? Or do you think someone with a domain passion could make a transition into leading an AI-driven team? What are your thoughts? Let me start with Vanessa.
Catherine, I think you're a perfect example of why that is not true. I think as a leader, your job is to encourage and understand your staff, to get the best out of them as a person and not just as a resource. So I don't know if you need to be technically excellent to understand somebody and what motivates them and how they solve problems. Maybe you need to be a technical expert to, review code, sure. But I think a team is more than just what they do. I think it's who they are. It's about trust and providing support systems and allowing them the freedom to be themselves. I don't know if you need to be a technical expert to lead an AI team. I think you need to know about people and problems and relationships to lead an AI team, because at the end of the day, that is what AI is there to help you with, to solve complex problems. And problems are people-based, not technology-based.
Your thoughts, Shania?
I absolutely agree with Vanessa as well. I think I want us to take a step back. What does it mean technical managers should be only technical? And also we're talking about managers. So from our Deloitte experience, manager is not someone that just, as Vanessa said, stays in a corner and codes all day. A manager is someone who's able to put thoughts together, put solutions together to help clients solve their problems. A manager is someone who's there to make an impact that matters. So they need to have a variety of skills. Understanding the technology is one of them, but there's so many other ones. I think it takes a village to have a successful AI. So there will be some who are absolutely technical. There will be some who are very much business oriented, but there is the managers in the middle, or the whole spectrum, that you're supposed to have domain knowledge. You need to be critical thinker to be able to come up with solutions. You may not be an expert in technology only, because if that's all you are, I doubt you'll be able to successfully solve business problems or any other problems in the society. If you don't have the passion, if you don't have the knowledge and certain domain expertise, I don't think being excellent at technology only will help.
You don't have to be an excellent tennis player to be an excellent tennis coach. You don't have to be an excellent swimmer to be an excellent swimming coach.
The opposite is also true. If you're an expert or excellent in technology, it doesn't mean you can actually teach or impart that knowledge or even help the client speak about it. So it's that soft skill, that's the combination of the two.
You may not want
to have.
I mean, if you are very technical, if you're a software developer who loves sitting in that corner coding and you don't really want to do anything else, please don't make that person a manager. Let them do what they're best at.
So I'm going to take away the fact that a little bit of critical thinking, a bit of discipline in terms of problem solving, but most importantly, passion for a domain. And I guess an ability to think about business transformation, because AI is really transforming everything. It is a transformation play. It's taking what was old and making it new, or it's doing things that have never been done before. So you've got to be able to think within a change framework. And I mean, Vanessa talks about it being a people game. It's really about influence. It's really about making people feel comfortable to walk down a path that might seem a little bit threatening. So there's this concept of machine trust, the greatest impediment to AI adoption. People don't trust the machine. And the human component of getting people over that fear to walk down a change journey, I think, is critical in a leadership role. But I kind of, given all the time I've spent beefing up my AI skill, it did resonate with me for a bit. I guess, let me ask my last set of questions, and that's really about women in AI. Deloitte speaks about women in AI at a global level, so it's something we talk about. I mean, is it very special to be a woman in AI? Is it a male-dominated industry? Is there anything particularly gender nuanced around the world of AI that you've experienced? Vanessa?
You know, when I first started, I think there was a little bit of you're this young woman coming in and telling people how to do things. And there was a little bit of resistance to that. But I think you get to a point, or at least I got to a point where I just learned to ignore it all. You know, what other people think of you is their problem. It's not yours. I knew what I was there for. I knew what my skills were. I knew that I could make it happen. And I just, did my thing and ignored everyone else and ignored their opinions about me. And I think that's worked out for the best, I think.
But I would assume that would apply whether your technical path was AI or engineering or anything STEM related.
I think most women coming into any workplace are going to face a little bit of unsurety and imposter syndrome, I suppose you could call it. But I think the important thing is to realize that you have value, know what your value is, and ignore everyone else that thinks differently.
So, Jania, any advice to young women who've listened to us and decided this is definitely their future, this is what they want to do? What would your advice be to young women who want to follow this path?
I was told once that if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And I've taken that to heart because I believe it's very true. So I want to advise our young women here who are interested in doing something different, taking up a career in AI or changing where they are, what you're working to an innovative way. Believe in yourself and don't be afraid to speak up. It could be a matter of, as you said, you just graduated from biology and you're thinking, oh, I want to do something in AI. Be courageous to take up that opportunity, look up that opportunity and work hard to go and get it. Or it could be that, you're a manager in an organization that's very traditional, but you believe that AI can change for the better and have an impact, a good impact in your organization. Even if you're not so skilled, have that confidence to stand up and go to your boss's office or talk to your peers and say, I think we can use AI. I think we can do this differently. So don't ever be afraid to speak up. Always ask that question, can we do something different? Can I create that opportunity for myself? Because trust me, the results are going to be wonderful. Because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no.
Such sage advice. I'm left with a smile on my face. Go forth and break things. So I guess a final question. From a Deloitte perspective, how actively are we looking for young people and mid-career transitioners to join our team? What kind of skills are we looking for? How do we connect with people that are interested in their career in AI?
We're absolutely growing at the moment. There is a huge need for these skills in the marketplace, and not just at Deloitte. I think every company that I know that is in this game is hiring. We're a growing team. We're looking for anyone that is passionate about AI and technology and change and people and solving problems, really. I think the easiest way is just to send us an email with your CV. and we can just have a chat about what it is that we do and what it is that you want to do.
The same applies here. Just like I say to my team members, my door is always open. It's the same to everyone out there, specifically young women, because I'm very passionate about youth and women empowerment. So if you're passionate about AI, connect to me via LinkedIn, drop me an email, send us your CV, as Vanessa mentioned, and let's have a chat.
So let me position what I think I've taken out of this discussion. That AI and AI work is very cool, that it's not a nerdy profession. It's inherently about people and problem solving, which is exciting, and it's creative. That it's really a domain that's exploding in importance and will become more and more important. So if you're making your decision now on where to build a career, it's a very good choice. All you need to bring is an ability to solve problems, to think in a creative way, and bring some passion. So once again, thank you to our two panelists. I hope you've enjoyed our Women in AI episode. Keep an eye on our social media channels for the next episode in De-mystifying Digital.